Welcome back to Iron Man 2. So let's see the damage containment.
Wait, Rhodey died?
No, but got
No.
severely injured.
I thought
You
he
know,
was dead
he-
from
Now, hold on. Now Tony is using a bit of creativity to pinpoint potentially where to find Ultimo.
AIM chassis. Wet well drive contains images of target's last known position.
This isn't you.
No, sir.
That was Ultimo.
Yes, sir.
Remember, he can camouflage his voice to be like the one of Jarvis.
I didn't. I'm not. Someone else is.
That's you trying to stop Ultimo from breaking back into the channel.
Yes, sir. I'm
There
sorry.
we go.
Sir.
Don't be. Play it again. There, got him. Hear that tick in the modulation?
Yes, sir.
Good. File it. It'll never happen again. But they're bad guys. They're ahead of schedule.
The problem of this is that Ultimo is growing more powerful and more closer to the original design that Jarvis was supposed to have, and that's a problem. So now it's time to pay a visit to the helicarrier. Which,
That's right.
In true Marvel tradition,
under
it's under
attack.
bombardment, of course.
Of course.
Basically, the MCU doesn't show it that much. Well, it does eventually, but in the comics and other products, it's practically a common thing that the helicarrier, the shield's
who's
helicarrier,
this?
gets crashed down. It's peppered with.
Hi, Pepper.
No, I meant,
Gets
no, I meant,
bombarded and crashed down.
oh, and so Pepper died.
Nah, she'll be fine.
The problem is that since it's an emergency situation, Tony has to use one of the spare armors, as you can see. And unfortunately, this is a bit of a problem because it has a limited attack power in this case. So get these guys, you have an escort mission where you have less power than the usual to defend the target.
It's like, is this
Yes, yes, by all means, just leave Pepper hanging on the wing of a plane. No wind there to knock her off whatsoever.
Joe, we're operating on Hollywood logic where the friction of the wind doesn't exist. Come on.
That's the thing, though. They clearly did show the friction of the wind existing when he was carrying her.
You know what movie? You know what movie I'd love to see?
What?
A movie that has the characters do the traditional Hollywood cliches, but instead apply a real life logic to it.
Oh,
What?
superhero
Yeah,
movie.
See how much fun or not the movie would be.
Loops, watch Archer. It's basically what you just asked, just in animated form.
Oh, I
Archer's
love
a
Archer.
weird show.
my
Oh, I love Archer.
So it's like if
It's still going, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So say for example, say for example, someone was thrown through glass and they get virtually untouched, but it's like they get thrown through glass and they're cut to pieces.
Yeah, Archer.
Yeah, but basically.
Yeah, watch Archer do it, seriously.
This particular episode where the climax is on basically on a train, essentially, and Archer is doing the whole thing. Oh, let's climb onto the roof on the on the top of a train to chase the bad guys. He's like, oh, this is gonna be awesome shit, because as soon as he pops up his hand, he's gone, gets thrown away.
Yeah. Also, Dwibs, there's a certain actress on there who you may remember from Ubisoft E3 who's a regular on that show.
Aisha Tyler.
Yep.
Anyway, the cool thing about the only saving grace about this armor is that instead of doing a normal takedown, this armor can inject an AI virus into the robot enemies in order to actually corrupt them and having them temporarily fighting on your side, which gives a decent amount of distraction. But let me point out another thing. One thing that you may notice that's another plus compared to the first game is that thanks also to the fact that practically 95% of the enemies are AI robots, you only get a couple of bosses like the Crimson Dynamo in a couple of parts ago. Iron Man, thankfully, is not going anymore on a killing spree like in the first game. Now he's much more closest to his movie characterization, and thank God for that, honestly.
Yay! Hooray for small favors.
Took them 3 games in order to not make your protagonist, of a superhero game bloodthirsty. Mind you, with Hulk, it was more of a case of really going to a rampage. It wasn't like that malicious, unless the player wanted the GTA style. But with Iron Man, no, they clearly needed to do something. And this is one case where I'm okay with the fact that most of the enemies are, AI robots, which it's even justified in story. It's not like in Batman Arkham Knight where the villains arbitrarily decide to make things more complicated for them for the sake of having, you know, the Batmobile level works.
Yes. Why, yes, Bruce, we know you oh so well. That's why we're not going to play against your rule against harming
Or
human
not killing,
lives.
and instead of sending you multiple endless copies of actual drones, which by all accounts will cost more than producing actual tanks with crews inside them.
Not only that, but we'll totally let the city be evacuated so that pretty much
By
no
the
innocent
way,
lives
now
are in
you have
trouble.
2 targets you need to protect, just saying. Seriously, the way this game goes through escort mission, the frenzy is annoying. It's a bit more merciful than the first game, but this last set of missions that I had to do near the end of the game can get quite annoying. There we go. I forgot what specific name this model of armor has, but I think it was mentioned in the brief. Oh well. Now I don't remember exactly like if there's a time limit until the enemy stop attacking or just literally to destroy every single enemy that shows up. But painfully it doesn't last that long. And also, hey, it's a level where the lighting actually is a bit better now. I guess all we need to do is to actually have an open environment without too much lighting.
That said, the texturing when you get up close and personal is
Yeah,
still
it's still
pretty
ugly.
bad.
Again, it's just an upscaled version of the Wii one.
Also,
it
for-
shows,
Well, again, Tio, that's no excuse, though. I mean, honestly, if you're upscaling from the Wii, then make it look
I
good.
understand that. No, you know what I mean. Because technically speaking, the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk video game was also an upscaled version of the Wii version, and I would argue that was a better upscaled version compared to this one with
Although-
the Wii counterpart.
I gotta ask, do we know for certain that it was made for the Wii first and then upscaled, or if it was actually done in the case where they made it first for the
Or
HD
the
and then just
opposite, you mean?
downgraded it for the Wii?
It's entirely possible. Honestly, I don't know.
Because, believe it or not, a lot of companies
It
do it that
depends,
way.
Depends if the team was more comfortable developing for the Xbox 360 or the Wii first.
Because, okay, one thing...
Of the two, I think the Wii had the better the easiest hardware to work on.
Yeah, remember too. See, here's the thing.
One thing we have to remember is, like, I mean, the way we're describing it, that's like, you know, okay, that's the ideal
Don't forget that I'm
way.
playing the PS3 version, which by all accounts is the one that was disadvantaged the most
Yeah.
out of all of them.
Okay, yeah. One thing we have to remember is, like, well, the way we're describing it, you know, making it for the Wii and then upscaling it, that's the ideal way of doing this stuff. But for all we know, the companies were dumb and made it for the HD version and then tried to downscale it for the Wii later on. Like, a lot of companies do it that way, despite the fact that it works better when you make something for the lowest denominator console first and then upscale.
Alright, we're
Yeah.
cool. Oh, guess not. Alright.
yeah.
Roger
Oh,
that.
God.
But yes, too. No, because remember, like with HD consoles, it takes more time, more money, and more resources to make a game. Unlike with the Wii, which is an SD console, it's basically just a souped-up GameCube. So it was a lot. That's why there's a lot of shovelware. There was a lot of shovelware on the Wii because it was way cheaper and easier to make that many games for that console.
Okay.
And that's how we ended up with such classics as Ninja Bread, man.
Or according to Dark Horse Shadow One's last review, a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer game for the Wii.
Oh,
What?
yeah, that.
And,
Yeah.
it's not even just that it's so awful, it's very shovelware-y. Just
You
a
can beat
collection
it
of
in less than
cheap
half an
minigames.
hour, mind you.
So
it's like
easy
a
for
Game
me,
Gear game.
I guess.
And, I forget if that was charged for full price back when it was first
I
released.
don't know. I don't even know what company was behind it.
Some company who Rankin Boss let make a game based off of their movie.
Not necessarily, remember, Rankin Boss fucked themselves up with the whole copyright thing, so anyone can make a property based on their take on stuff like Rudolph or Frosty, and without any repercussion of copyright.
That's why Good Times made a sequel to their movie.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
And then another movie that was also Rudolph, but had nothing to do with that movie.
Yeah.
That's the better one. That was their first.
Both of them. Apparently, the one we watched for Christmas was not connected to the original take that Good Times did, but as a sequel to the Rankin Bass version.
Exactly my point.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the commentary, and it makes no sense.
Here's the thing, though. The other one is, dare I say it, a decent movie. It was their first and only movie to ever get a theatrical release.
And the only one probably because it bombed spectacularly.
Well,
Wait, it got a theatrical release?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was and it did so poorly at the box office.
I can think of a good reason for that. The fact that it was Good Times releasing it. Like, Good Times didn't get the memo that having a bad reputation with all your other movies might hurt your chances at
Alright,
making
here
a
we
good
go.
box office score.
So anyway, I decided to include the two missions, back to back, because one, story-wise they kind of make sense, and two, because otherwise it would have been so short on time anyway.
I know, this part's only 16 minutes as it is.
I think I actually cut down or speed up because one of these escort missions took way too long, so bear with it. So now we're just regrouping. I think these armor that I collected, I think it's the classic.
It does not look that different from the movie one.
Hold on, the 8 truck is gonna. Oh, the improvisation under fire. Hold on, it's not. No, it's not that. Oh no, it's the actual Mark III. There you go.
Oh, so yeah, it is
one
the
of
movie
first
one.
Movie, Jova.
Yeah. Again, the problem is that they didn't change up the suit.
Nick, you wanna get off the carrier? Seriously, I know that the captain sinks with his ship, but come on.
Stormbreaker requesting assistance.
Stormbreaker.
Help is on the way.
And yes, AM drops another one of his walkers on top of the helicarrier. Now the escort mission continues.
Oh yeah, we still gotta deal with AIM.
Also, by the way, despite the and yes, I chose War Machine for this one again, just for alternating it and all.
Request permission to take field command here.
There we go.
That thing is going to destroy the entire helicarrier unless we work together.
AIM, not for nothing, but why would you drop a land-oriented unit onto a flying helicarrier? Like, you do know that thing's gonna go down with it, right?
The land-oriented unit is expendable, so they're just, making sure to cause as much destruction as possible.
They're not clear, like, is somebody piloting it, or is it drone operated?
Oh, it's another drone, remember.
Oh, okay then.
Now the AIM forces are all composed by drones because Ultimo has taken over.
Very well then. Oh yeah, that's right. AIM is being controlled by Ultimo. So, I guess this means that if we beat Ultimo, AIM's out of the picture now.
I guess...
Unless there's some reserve troops left.
I haven't played, personally, the Iron Man 3 video game. Yes, there is one technically. Mind you, it's a mobile only, so I have no idea how to even properly access it at our state right now. We'll see. But from what I heard, it's similar to the, since with a sequel to the Iron Man 3 movie, where AM comes back, and guess what? Apparently the final boss is MODOK, so I have no idea how they're gonna do it.
Making MODOK the final boss. Don't get me wrong, MODOK's an iconic Iron Man villain, but having him be the finale villain...
What it may look like with the MCU style, aspect.
Oh my.
Anyway, yeah, I jump cut it because this mission takes a long time, and the armature can destroy the helicarrier very easily. Not to mention it keeps constantly getting flanked by the minions. There we go. Yes, thank you, Jarvis.
Also, Jarvis, it's nice to know that you can now communicate with the War Machine armor, too.
You can do that since the first level.
I know. It's just like, well, you gotta wonder, like,
Only just interface the both units.
How convenient. It's a shame he never does that in the movies.
When the helicarrier, when the Walker is, sufficiently damaged, tries to heal and dispatch those drones, So if you don't destroy them, it regenerates part of his health, which is a problem. War Machine is best indicated for this mission because of the Gatling gun. It can be especially useful for the orbs when we get they get dropped.
She's starting to buckle. Prep for evacuation.
Yes, Nick, thank you.
Integrity critical.
I'm
It's
trying
integral.
to save the place here, please.
You know, Nick, you're aboard one of those ships. Maybe you could open fire on them? Help us out?
No, unfortunately, Nick Fury here is just for support. It never even wheels a
Of
weapon,
course,
to be
yeah.
honest.
Hang in there, Rhodey. You're doing great.
There we go. Thankfully, we didn't destroy them, which gives Tony an idea.
Oh, hey, a James Bond reference.
We're told not to know. So what? It doesn't appear till 3/4 of the way through.
I wonder if they were talking
Hold on,
about
hold
the
on.
whole using a tank.
The protean inside it was rebuilding it as you stood there, smiling all smug-like behind your faceplate.
Wait, what?
Wait, what is not the question you really want to ask, is it?
Okay, Tony, why are you going all Sherlock Holmes on
How
us?
do we kill it once and for all, right?
I get the
Play
feeling.
by the
Hold
We
on,
don't
hold
kill
on.
it. Let it rebuild itself. It'll take a while, and I've got an idea. Jarvis.
I assume we're preparing the arc armature for a frontal lobotomy.
Yes,
Tony.
we're going to pan the holy hell out of it. And then I want to put racing stripes on it.
Basically, they just put in nice terms about the reprogramming the walker, which we'll see in the next part. But still, the way they phrase it, Jesus Christ.
Ugh. Creepy.
Anyway, we unlocked. I think it's the Mark II, the one that. The classic. Iron Man, the one that he wielded in the Silver Age,
Alrighty.
Anyway, see you for the next part, which is the quote-unquote epic conclusion of the story of this game.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is almost
Can't
done.
wait.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.